everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am here with Cristiana and with Ruben. We're gonna explore the Godox options of Speedlights in the studio setting. So I have here the V860II for Canons, that's why it has a C on it, and the TT600. And the TT600, it's pretty damn basic flash.
So these two flashes look similar, but they couldn't be much more different. So the TT600 uses AA batteries, the V860II uses a battery. Also on the bottom you can notice that there is a lot of pins on the V860II. That means that it communicates with the camera, changes information, etc. The TT600 only has the pin of triggering. Now these two flashes comes with a bunch of accessories, but the main focus of this video is the color gels. Now these color gels can be used for a creative way, as I'm gonna use on this video, but they can also be used as a white balance color correction. For example, if you want to match the scene, for example, you are in bright daylight, maybe you want to use the blue gel so the light of the flash matches with the light of the sun.
So this is Speedlights, okay? It's not studio strobes. Studio strobes can go to 500 watts, 600 watts, 1000, 2000 watts. This guys doesn't use watts as a measurement, it uses distance and power and lights or something like that. Translating that, it's around 50 or 60 watts. You see how much you are losing by using these guys. So that's why we need to be on a dark setting, so these lights can be able to overcome the ambient light.
So I'm going to explain you what is channels and what is groups. A channel is a way of communication via radio. So every single flash and triggers needs to be on the same channel so they can communicate. Now the groups, well, they are groups inside of the frequency. In my case, I'm going to separate in three groups, the A, B and C. Now I can say to the group A to have one full power, and to the group C and B, 1/16 of a power, for example. Now starting with the V860II, let's tackle the radio options of this flash. The first option, it's master radio, which this flash can control other flashes via radio, but the mode that we want is the slave mode. That means a trigger will control this flash or another flash. The first thing that we should do is select the channel, which in my case I'm gonna use the channel 1. By pressing group, we can select the groups. In this flash, I want it to be the group A. By this point, I really advise to use the trigger test button to check if everything is communicating properly, if the flash recognizes the setting that you are on, and if it flashes as well. By long pressing the custom functions, you can change some settings like removing the beep sound of the recycling of the flash and also the sleep time of the flash, because if the flash is in the side of a softbox and starts to sleep, you have to open the softbox to turn it back on again. Now the TT600. By long pressing the mode, I can activate the radio. Using the wheel and the set button, I can select the slave mode. And now I can select the group by pressing the group button. In this case, this flash will be on the group C. To select the channel, long press this button and use the wheel to select which channel you're gonna use. In my case, I'm gonna use the channel 1. Again, with your trigger, press the test button to make sure that everything is working properly. By long pressing the zoom FN button, you have the custom settings to change. For example, the sleep mode. In this case, I'm just gonna turn it off. And for example, turn on or off the beep sound.
Other settings can be adapted to your needs as well. For radio control, I'm gonna use the X1T, and that's the magic word, radio, because you don't need a visual between the flash and this bad boy, and this bad boy communicates everything with the camera, including the TTL. But in this case, on the studio, you're gonna use everything manual, because TTL with the flash off camera gets a little bit awkward. Now, the first thing that I'm gonna do with the trigger is select the channel. So, pressing channel OK, and using the wheel, I can select my channel. Again, my channel will be the channel number 1. Now, by using the wheel, I can select each individual group. Okay, so in the group A, I want to add a compensation on the flash of 1 stop. So I press the group button and I add 1. By pressing the mode button, I can select different modes. For example, the manual mode and the multiple flash mode. But my preferred mode is not one of these, is actually group mode. So I have to go back to TTL mode and long press the mode button. And now it shows up the group mode. That you know that it's activated by the big GR showing up on the screen. In group mode, each individual group can be controlled. For example, I shut down the group A, or in TTL, or manual. By pressing the group button, I can change the settings individually in each group. To change all groups at the same time, long press the GR button, and when it starts flashing, I can change simultaneously all the groups at the same time, respecting the difference between each group power. By long pressing the channel OK button, you can change the custom functions of the trigger. For example, the function 5, you can change the minimal output of the flashes that you can use, and the custom function number 6, which defines how many groups you want to have activated on your trigger. I only need 3, so I select 3. If you want to have 5 groups, well, you can select 5 as well. For convenience, you can go on the menu of your camera and actually have all these trigger controls on the back of your camera. Very, very handy. You can change everything here. Let's mount the studio and see what we're gonna get. So I am putting the TT600, I have 2 of them, on this strip softbox that has the grid on it. So the grid is so the light won't spill to the sides. I am using it at 50 millimeters because it's the best quality is at 50 millimeters. But I'm going to do a test shot against a wall just to see if I have an even distribution of this softbox. If not, I have to open a little bit all the way to 20 millimeters. These guys go to 20 millimeters. This one is good. Let me turn off to save battery, because in radio this will always consume battery, okay? And set up the other lights. This flash has the, well, pointing thing, and you can push it a little bit down. This is excellent if the subject is really close to the lens, but also for umbrellas, sometimes it's a really good idea to put this bad boy like that, because up, point a little bit better at the center of the umbrella. Up. This is actually not an umbrella, this is a softbox, but now I'm gonna try to add the correct power for each of the flashes, okay? But the first thing that I'm gonna do is actually shut down the radio, and the idea is I will try to eliminate all the ambient lights, so we only gonna play with the flash. Let me see, I am at a 200 of a second and 1.8 because we have a 1.8 lens, so let's use it, and I'm gonna use the 100 ISO. And we eliminate all the ambient lights. Almost all the ambient light it's off. The idea of this photo shoot is a badass girl. We're gonna use Hasmin light, the kick lights on the back. I'm gonna turn on my radio and I'm gonna shut down A and B flash. So I only have the flash C. If I try to take a picture, it's still way too weak. So if I have a light meter, this would be way faster. A quarter of power. Nice. Okay, let's turn on the B, and I'm gonna use the exact same power. Now, as you can see, the power is good enough, but I need to raise a little bit those soft boxes, and then we're gonna deal with the broad light. So the broad light, the broad side, let's call it like that, is the front of the model, and the talls or the kicks is the light on the side. So we already choose the light of the side. Let's turn that one on, put it at the same power to start, then I'm gonna add less or more depending on what is the result of the photo. Up. Tafish? But she's taking a break. We're gonna keep shooting. We're gonna add gels on these flashes to see what we can get, and the idea is that we're gonna keep shooting until we run out of battery, run out of time, or run out of patience. There you go.
If it's controlling you, I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence.
Thank you, Christiana, for helping. Thank you, Ruben, to filming. And there you go. So drop a like if you learned something, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I am Miguel, until next time. See ya.